Hey y'all. Defense continue to argue over evidence not collected in the Bryan KOHBERGER case. They still saying Bryan KOHBERGER was in that certain place at a certain time. But I want to break this down as I listen to this, and I'm gonna and y'all enjoy it, okay?
For the accused Idaho student's killer is that while 4 college students were murdered in the early morning hours, he was out for an innocent joyride. Defense attorneys call their client an avid runner and hiker.
Okay. Why can't he ride at night? Why can't he chill at night in his car? Maybe he getting out in his car driving. Maybe he just enjoying the air at night. I did it when I was in college. I mean, what's wrong with that? How many cars do you think that they made like Bryan KOHBERGER car? Okay? Why can't he turn off his phone while he's doing what he's doing? How can y'all really tell who did what did what? Huh? And it's that question is, how? And he's supposed to be in one place, and he in another place. In another place, hey, some university have their gates locked. Security. Police officers. Security officers. Who's getting away with this murder?
Claiming he often took drives in the countryside late at night and in the early morning hours to enjoy the moon and stars.
And that's beautiful.
The accused killer's filing says that once school started, his hiking decreased and his drives increased. His attorneys plan to present cell phone data and photos of the night sky that show he was in the countryside on several occasions. The defense says their client's cell phone was south of Pullman, Washington.
All right, y'all. Let's look at these cell phone records areas, okay? Come on, y'all. It's at Pullman, Moscow. And then you got Wawa County Park. And then State Route 270. Now, let me ask you something. Are y'all saying this was on his phone, or this is what the camera caught? Suppose Bryan have a witness that can tell them where he was on the date where he was riding around. The timeline, we don't even have a timeline here. How could they allege that he did this? Okay, let's go.
West of Moscow, Idaho on November 13th, 2022. So they say the car captured on video along the Moscow-Pullman Highway near...
Okay. Now, if the car was captured right here, can I ask you a question? How many cars, Landros, are there out there in this world that young college student have? Who was in the wrong place at the wrong time? And why would Bryan KOHBERGER, knowing that he was in a college area, that he couldn't get caught? Yeah, he could get caught. Anything possible. But I really do think they got the wrong guy, y'all. Oh, this a setup. Y'all tell me.
Floyd's cannabis shop could not be his. Floyd's cannabis shop is off State Route 270, the main route into Moscow from Pullman, Washington.
Look at here. Look at here. Why do they think that this is Bryan's car? Over there at the WSU campus, Floyd Cannabis Why? But I'm trying to get. Why are they saying that this is where his phone track him at? Where's his phone? Where's the evidence saying that his phone was right here? Y'all making one person go this and that and that and that quick without a single cut or nothing on their finger. Whoever did this murder right here has cuts. Gloves? No. No. And then why would he leave evidence behind? Because it's an inside job.
Washington. His alibi does not confirm or deny that other surveillance videos of the white Elantra in Moscow is him. Here's the state's timeline of the accused killer's movements, outlined in their probable...
Hold up. So they put the outline inside the probable cause. In that statement that we done went over 100 times. They did use this for an outline. For a timeline. Now I'm sorry. That's it. For a timeline, okay? It's not telling me, if y'all gonna go by this timeline, there's no way. There's no way. I think somebody's in that house waiting on them.
Cause affidavit. Prosecutors say his phone pings in Pullman, Washington at 2:42 a.m. at his Washington State University campus apartment.
Okay, so he went there a.m. So when he went there at a.m., let's see what he did.
His phone is on the move at 2:44 a.m. A few minutes later, his cell phone stops pinging. Investigators say that...
Okay. Well, if 2:44, just because he turned his phone out don't mean he did nothing. I turn my phone off. I turn my phone out sometimes. I do it a lot of times. I do it while I'm at home. I do it when I'm driving. I don't want to be bothered. Okay, not that I'm about to go out there and hurt somebody. It's because I don't want to be bothered anymore. Okay, he is a man, y'all. No telling what he was doing inside the car. Okay.
Could be because the accused killer turned it off. And for the next 2 hours, investigators track his alleged movements using only surveillance.
Now, show us the camera. Show us the video. Show us video that Bryan KOHBERGER was moving like this. And how do y'all know it's Bryan's car? What's the license plate on the front of the car then? What's the license plate in the back of the car? Was there a license plate there? Now, I don't want to hear about no one. One of them cameras should have caught the license plate. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6 cameras. Somebody had to catch the tag number. What kind of cameras y'all putting up there? Think about it, people.
Video of what they say is his white Elantra. The state alleges that the accused killer drove from the WSU campus to Moscow by way of State Route 26.
Okay, let me ask y'all something. How you know that was him? Why is the campus not locked up? Why is he at the campus? He not a security? He's not a security guard, is he? Why is he at the school? Y'all ain't making sense. If he want to chill by himself, why would he be at the school? At a school this time of morning. And did he go here? Or he left there and went there? Why he leave there and to go here? This don't make no sense, the campus.
70, a claim they support with surveillance of a white Elantra seen heading in the direction of the highway.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna tell me that boy was on this campus. Y'all not gonna tell me. Why would you want to be on the campus? Why you want to be right here on campus? Bryan, what's on the campus? What's on the campus, Bryan? To make you go through the campus, or did you stop at the campus? What did he do on the campus? Only thing we do is see a dot right there. What is he doing? What is he doing? And why is he right there? Doing what?
From the WSU campus to Moscow by way of State Route 270. A claim.
Bryan, so y'all gonna tell me. So he gonna leave there, come right there to the cannabis shop, drive around, unless he went past there, and went to Moscow just to hurt them girls? Really? That is one of the dumbest moves you can ever make. It looked like he would have went there to right here and then hit the road and chill. But not that her. I'm not gonna say it.
They support with surveillance of a white Elantra seen heading in the direction of the highway at 2:53 a.m. and a photo.
Okay, 2:53 a.m. Still, that's not when everything happened.
Of the same car near Floyd's cannabis shop further down the highway. The accused killer claims that it was not him. Cameras caught a white Elantra traveling through Moscow, first on streets near the crime scene, then on the victim's street from 3.
That could be, y'all know what? That could be somebody who know them. That got to be somebody who know them and who done been in their house. Could be a crackhead, could be anybody. Because that's what they did. They hung out, people hung out at their house. Look at the apartments right there. They haven't even checked these people over here in these apartments. They haven't checked their houses. They haven't checked nothing. They just want to call it, hey, Bryan KOHBERGER did it. It's a lot of people was out that night. Why y'all didn't pick them?
39 a.m. to 4:20 a.m. Police.
How y'all know it's not somebody that a female? How y'all know not no female did this? How y'all know? Why y'all pick Bryan of all people? Is this just to cover up, just to make us think that Bryan? Is this a cover up with the defense and the prosecutors? God, don't make no sense.
Say the accused killer turned his phone back on at about 4:48 a.m. near Blaine, Idaho, a rural community in the countryside, about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with him doing that? He's grown. That's not unusual. What Bryan KOHBERGER did. I do it. I don't did it before. I do it. The reason why I used to do that, but I never did, I got on the highway. Just to get some air, because I got tired of the air. I just want some of that fresh air at night. And he's a man too, so don't tell him what he was doing.
South of Moscow. According to the prosecution, from 4:50 a.m. to 5:26 a.m., his phone travels south towards Genesee, Idaho.
So, Bryan left his apartment and then went over there to Moscow and killed, underlined all those kids. And the only thing that girl did was stood up in the house and look. She didn't even call. When she knew he had left, she knew he left out that door. She didn't even call the police. That's not what it told us. That's not what they said happened at the first time when we first looked at Bryan KOHBERGER case. They said that both of them girls were downstairs. They was in their bed, one sleep over there and one sleep over there. And they was asleep when this happened. Now all of a sudden she on the same level the house where I think somebody made that up and put her in that room. And why wouldn't the killer look in that room? So he just want to take this night out just to go over there and murder them. That is so weird. And then leave the sheet there? Y'all, that don't make sense. It's a cover-up.
West toward Uniontown, Washington, a route that could lead toward Hawaii Park. The accused killer claims that park was his favorite place, and that in the early morning hours of November 13th, he drove there. His alibi does not...
Why can't he chill by himself? Why is it impossible that everybody does this? Bryan not the only one that does this. Everybody do it. Most people do it. Y'all know he has, it's alleged, said that he was on drugs, the aunt said. They hope that he got off of it. I think that's what he was doing in the car. This is crazy. This is something that you see off a movie. Did his sister like movies? Did she like writing movies and stuff?
Say when he got home, but the state says at 5:30 a.m. his cell phone uses service in Pullman, Washington. According to prosecutors, that's when he got home, not after an innocent drive, but after committing a quadruple murder.
My opinion that Corporal Payne probably is misusing some terms there. I don't see any possibility of the FBI CAS team producing a CAS draft report on the 23rd. I think he's probably mistaken that he saw some type of CAS work product, which would be this map, before they export all those results into a report. So I believe that...
Yeah, I don't believe they have that information that they said that they have. But you need to ask yourself, why did they pick Bryan KOHBERGER? Is Bryan KOHBERGER in on this with them, whoever it is? Is he in on it with these people who had been plotted this? Something ain't right. Could have been somebody in love with these people.
We saw some mapping through a mapping platform. It would really surprise me if there was a physical report. It would be completely out of character.
There's been a lot of discussion.
You just told us that you think we have most of it, but there's some significant parts that are missing.
Yeah, and I want to qualify that just so it's really clear, because I understand it's starting to get very technical. There's over 500,000 lines of data that was turned over, so we'll make it clear, there's a lot of data that has been produced. I would say, in my opinion, looking at what's been produced, probably 2 or 3% is missing, but it's not the amount of data or the time of the data, it's the locations of the data. Some of the most significant locations in this case, we're missing some data.
Locations, have they been depicted or captured on the CAS draft report?
They have.
And tell me what those locations are. What are we missing?
I am unable to find any measurements along, I believe it's 270, the Moscow-Pullman Road. If you drove the most direct route from Pullman to Moscow or vice versa, pretty much as soon as you're leaving Pullman to the time that you arrive in Moscow, we are missing that entire stretch. If there's ever been a case that we need to look at, what does it look like when a phone travels from Pullman to Moscow? This is probably the case. We have the neighborhood around the crime scene. We don't have the crime scene. Normally that wouldn't be too terribly significant, because if it's a flat area, there's not a lot of vegetation or mountains, you could probably interpret the same. The location of this crime scene is very unique because it sits on a mountain. Part is shielded by a mountain. There's a lot of other big, dense apartment buildings there. Your phone is going to behave differently inside of that residence
Okay.
than it might on the
Makes
road behind the
sense.
residence or in front of the residence. I can't find any drive test data that actually encapsulates any part of the property.
Ray.
They mapped a handful of connections. When I say a handful, they mapped 18%. When you add the other 82%, it tells a much more detailed story. When we put the drive test data on top of that, you can get even more refined. But to answer your question on any case, that's this case. On any case, and we teach best practices, we've established best practices going back to 2008 in law enforcement of what you do with this type of data. It is a terrible practice to justify probable cause for this very detailed, all detailed records that give breadcrumb-like trails for individuals and then not map it. We justify the entire probable cause statement saying we have to have this. Not mapping it and then making decisions and work products with leaving that out is extremely problematic.
And
everything that I've seen to date is concerning to me because it's exculpatory. And I need to clarify this. When all of the records are produced and the dust settles and I have time to review it, I reserve the right to say, no, now I'm seeing everything, here's what I'm seeing. Because of the piecemealing of the data, because of the missing data, because of data that I'm reviewing that is incredibly inaccurate, everything that is missing is absolutely in the benefit of the defense right now. There's other reports that I believe are missing that I can't tell you are in the benefit of Mr. KOHBERGER or in the benefit of the state. If I was contacted on December 1st by Moscow Police Department, there are things I would have absolutely said, you get this today, do not hesitate, and especially come December 23rd. Not because of who it's helpful for, but because those documents are the only things we're going to get that's going to be able to allow us to interpret what it really means. When we do piecemeal things, it creates, that is very harmful for the defense's case. More documents I'm finding, it's not harmful for the defense's case. There's a lot of misstatements that have been made. So yes, to your question, to date, it is very helpful for Mr. KOHBERGER. I reserve the right to change that opinion in 6 months, depending on what type of documents are released and what's out there.
Let me tell y'all something. They knew from the beginning that Bryan KOHBERGER was safe. He made it at home base. Did you hear what this man just said? That he is a witness for the state. But he can say that Bryan KOHBERGER is innocent. Everybody know he innocent. Okay? It's something hidden about what happened to those girls. And I believe it relates back to the campus. Y'all tell me what's going on. I believe the police was following Bryan. I don't even believe Bryan did anything. I think they just wanted him to know when he was pulled over in Indiana. I believe they just wanted him to know, hey, son, we see you and we on your, you know what, okay? I don't believe he really got, listen to what the reason why the officer said he pulled them over. We got a tag in the back, y'all.
I stopped me when you're driving by me there. You're a little too close to back that semi. I got one car in the back of the trailer. On that one car, we're going 10 miles an hour. So 70 miles an hour.
They showing y'all this because they want y'all. Is this dirt or is this blood stain? Is this blood stain or is this dirt? I'm just asking questions. That's all. And look at this officer's shoes, y'all. When have y'all seen an officer's shoe like this? You see these dirty shoes? Look at it. Is this really a police officer? Is somebody what you call it, trying to be a police officer? Faking. Look at the shoes. I ain't never seen no officer's shoes like that. Jeez. Shoes.
You got dressed up by a trooper?
What in that shoe?
We don't have any SUVs. It was a county guy. Was it like a black SUV? Okay. All right. You said you guys were following too closely?
Y'all, let me see. Can I find another video? Okay, you guys, I found a better video, okay? Sorry about that.
Hello, how you doing? How y'all doing? Good. Take your driver's license real quick, like that. Please, right up on the van, man. You right up on the back of that van. Go over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay, cool. Where you headed? Well, we coming from WSU.
Okay, they said they was coming from WSU. Why y'all coming from over there?
What's WSU? That is fucking weird. So I'm having a hard time being because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University? And you're going there? Oh. You're going to be going to the Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're flying to drive hours, days. Driving. Yeah. Okay. So what'd you say about some...
Wait a minute. Look. Did the daddy, y'all, I'm sorry, I can't hardly hear. Did the daddy say we've been driving for hours? Is this his dad? Is this his dad? He said that hours and days. We've been driving hours and days? What? Let me see. Let's bag it back a little bit. Who is this man, y'all, with Bryan KOHBERGER? Who is this guy?
Coming from Washington State University, and you're going there? Oh. You're going to be going to Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're flying to drive hours, days. Driving. Yeah. Okay. So what'd you say about some SWAT team thing? Or there was.
He said, what? Okay, so what you say about some SWAT team thing, yeah? They talking crazy. Wait, y'all, let me back again. I'm sorry. He said, what is WSU? A university, Bryan said, but they acting weird. Listen.
That is fucking weird. So I'm having a hard time being because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going there? Oh. You're going to be going to Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're flying to drive hours, days.
They.
Driving. Yeah. Okay. And what'd you say about
Who
them?
is these guys? Wait a minute. Hold up. He said they've been driving hours and days. Who is this man? Who is this man with Bryan KOHBERGER? What day is this? December the 15th? Oh, okay. December the 15th. They could have been, okay, this not on the murder date. Okay, I got you. Okay, let's just ride with it. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I thought they were trying to say this happened on the day they were killed.
Where? Interesting. Well, horrifying. It's called the university, so y'all work at the university there? Actually, oh. Okay. Okay. I hadn't heard about that incident. Just today, or? About an hour after those is surrounded. I'm not sure the station is a big shoe study. Right there. Then you don't know about that. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, do me a favor and don't follow too close, okay? All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
This was an interesting conversation. He didn't get him a ticket. Wow.
Brothers of Michael KOHBERGER, it's the murder suspect's father. And the one aunt that I spoke to, who a lot of them are in the Las Vegas area, and she said the last time she saw Bryan and his father Michael was about 4 years ago at a funeral out in the Nevada area. And she said that Bryan's affect in general, it wasn't as if he came off, of course, as somebody seemingly outwardly crazy, but she said she noticed that he had a really weird food fetish. And she said it went beyond being vegan. He required his aunt and uncle to buy brand new pots and pans for him to eat out of because he refused to eat from anything that had meat ever cooked in it. And she said it seemed to be an OCD type of situation. She said otherwise he didn't seem that odd, but I spoke to another aunt by marriage who said that the murder suspect's father might...
It seemed like an OCD type. Hold on. The aunt said that it seemed like an OCD type. So what I did was I looked at OCD because I didn't know what the hell was going on. It said an obsessive compulsive disorder, okay? It's a mental health condition that causes recurring unwanted thoughts, obsessions, and repetitive behaviors, okay? Are compulsions. People with OCD may feel driven to perform compulsion to get rid of their obsessions. These compulsions can include rituals like checking, arranging, fixing, erasing, counting, or starting over. OCD symptoms can be time-consuming and cause significant distress or interfere with daily life. So this is what the aunt thinks, that it was almost like she was thinking about Bryan KOHBERGER behavior, okay? But what about, would this make him want to harm a person? Let's go back here.
I spoke to another aunt by marriage who said that the murder suspect's father, Michael, came from a fairly big family that she said lived very close to the edge. They didn't pay a lot of attention to rules. They were a little bit wild. A couple of the uncles of the murder suspect, she said, serve time in jail, but for minor, very minor offenses like gambling or things like that. But I got this sense from both these aunts that the family was pretty odd. And the father's family originally comes from Brooklyn. They later all migrated out to Vegas. And Bryan's father, Michael, is the one that was kind of estranged from the rest of his siblings. And I also heard that he could be kind of difficult with his siblings. And I'm talking
Now
again about the murder suspect's father.
okay. Now you see how weird if that was his father in that car with him. You see how his father was acting? He was kind of weird. But we still can't say that they have enough evidence and proof that that was Bryan KOHBERGER. I don't believe that's his blood. I really don't, y'all. I believe they got their blood some kind of way. What y'all think?
Not as surprised as you would think. The one aunt, the one that saw him a few years ago and not talked about his food fetish, said she just heard about it, but she was incredibly calm. She is no longer married to the brother, so perhaps the fact that they're not specifically legally in the family anymore gives them some detachment. The other aunt, I'm the one that broke the news to her, and she was completely matter of fact and calm about the whole thing. They didn't want their names used, which is understandable. But no, I mean, I think if it were anyone I've known, even if it wasn't a relative, I'd be shocked to my core. They did not seem to be that way to me.
Thank you.
You know, KOHBERGER was actually in my house, and it's, you know, that's a pretty frightening thing to know.
Because Tom Arntz says his kids went to school with KOHBERGER in Pennsylvania.
He said some things are a little odd with him. He was always like he had to be like the number one person in the room.
Over the years, his kids noticed changes. Tom says he used to be around 300 pounds, then lost a lot of weight, and that wasn't the only difference.
My son said he changed a little bit, and he got pretty aggressive with him and mean.
Oh, so that's why Bryan looked different. We don't know him as a big person, do we? But he was obese at first. And then when he lost the weight, he started acting like Mr. Glamour Boy. Maybe he lost the weight to like a girl that he liked it. What's going on here? I'm just saying.
To him and stuff, and my son broke off relations with him. He just never seen him anymore.
The last time the Arntz family saw him was when KOHBERGER was working as a security guard at a local school a couple years back.
When we talked to him there, everything seemed, normal. He was polite and everything. It was very, very weird to hear this stuff.
Washington State University confirms he was a PhD student at the time of the alleged murder, and Tom adds he was smart.
Very intelligent, and then, he would explain things in like a really odd way that had to be really sophisticated way of explaining stuff.
There is still so much more to explain and understand in this investigation. It's unsettling for Tom to think about how this person, who they knew for years, could have killed these 4 students.
Just insane.
Was even an interested party in the hearing today. Judge John Judge labeling the press to make an argument as to why cameras should be allowed in the courtroom. Also argue that the public has a right to see what happens throughout this case.
Hey, y'all. I just found an article. The aunt. Now, I just let y'all hear a little bit what the lady said about the aunts. Okay, they used to be married to him. Now, this is suspect Bryan's aunt breaks silence and reveal whether she think he's be found guilty. Let's see what this aunt talking about. Let's find out which aunt is this. It said Bryan KOHBERGER, heartbroken aunt, believes he would be found guilty of murdering 4 University of Idaho students, stabbing their beds, and may try to take his own life if convicted. Wow, this is crazy. This is what his aunt said. The U.S. Sun tracked down KOHBERGER relative and spoke to multiple sources in Las Vegas, where a majority of KOHBERGER family on his father Michael's side now reside. And look at him, y'all. He's smiling at somebody that he's seen in court. Somebody he's smiling at. Wow. Okay, it said they migrated over to California and then Nevada from the East Coast many years ago, while Michael, his wife Marianne, and 3 children remain in Pennsylvania. Now, this is Michael. This is his dad. They talking about his dad. Michael is okay, and 3 children remain in Pennsylvania. Now, Kohlberger last Vegas relative described the case as surreal, with many trying to distance themselves from what has become one of the biggest murder cases in recent years. Okay. Kohlberger Las Vegas relative described the case. Okay, we said that. Some claimed, although the 28-year-old was an odd character and very reclusive growing up, he never showed any signs of violence. Many were left stunned when he was named as a suspect. Okay, y'all, let's go on. The suspect allegedly broke into their home. This is what they said that Bryan did, y'all. He broke into their home in the early hours of the morning and killed them before fleeing the scene, according to court documents. Pre-trial hearings have been pushed back to October the 26th due to an unspecified illness, while Kohlberger remains in a maximum security cell at Lata County Jail in Moscow, Idaho. Okay, now this is what his aunt, who asked to remain anonymous, told the U.S. Sun that she has been struggling to watch the news as more detail from the fateful night emerged. When I saw it on TV, I was just lost for words, speechless, she said, appearing visible upset. It's heartbreaking. I'm a very caring person. And when I saw the news a little bit today in the living room, I couldn't take it. Hearing about them being naive, I had goosebumps, just cried. Unanswered questions, okay, y'all. The 4 young students were visually attacking their beds and died sometime after 2 a.m. from multiple stab wounds, according to court documents, okay? Prosecutors have said a DNA sample taken from Kohlberger was a near match to the sample taken from the sheet left at the off-campus home when the murder occurred. Yeah, I don't know about that. If they did a DNA sample from Kohlberger, it was near the match of the sample that they had on the sheet. We don't even know about the sheet ourselves unless they took a picture of it and showed us what the blood was on it. Okay, I'm not saying that he didn't do it. Okay, so his aunt said she had not watched the trial. Right. Okay. His aunt says she may not watch the trial if cameras are allowed in the courtroom, but wants to know answers to many questions surrounding the murders. The aunt asked if she thinks, okay, this is what it was asked to the aunt, if she thinks her nephew be found guilty. She replied, I think so. I just want the truth. Well, why she said she thinks so? I would like to see him I'll write to him and find out what happened. Well, do it. What's the problem? She said her heart goes out to the victim families. But she also feels Kohlberger was not well and had battled for years with mental health problems. But I don't know, but that's whatever that mental health problem was, he's a smart mother sucker. Okay? Kohlberger was pictured wearing a suicide prevention vest while being held at the Monroe County Correctional Facility, following his initial arrest in December last year. Questions on how she feels he will cope if he gets life behind bars. His aunt shook her head and replied, I think he may try and kill himself. Whoa. Kohlberger, as always, maintained his innocence, and sources previously told News Nation that the former criminology student remains confident he's going to be exonerated. Okay? Okay, so he's going to be exonerated, and that means that declare innocent, okay? Remain confident, and he's going to remain innocent. When charges was read out in court, his attorney said, Your Honor, we are standing silence. And the judge then entered not guilty pleas on Kohlberger's behalf, which often occurs in criminal cases. Y'all, now look, now they want to bring up the odd behaviors, okay? Now, if Bryan had mental issues, how in the hell he's so smart? Excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry about that. I don't even talk like that. Okay, let's talk about the odd behaviors, okay? He is likely to do the same and plead the fifth at trial, which is expected to last up to 6 weeks due to a wide-ranging gag order. Few details have emerged about the Grassley case, and police have not released a potential motive. His aunt explained that there had been a lot of drama in the family, which cannot be revealed for legal reasons, even before her nephew's arrest, and she has not spoken to his parents. What? If it been a lot of drama going on in that family, you think the family involved in this? His sister was with him when this happened? Huh? I'm just saying. But she has been told they are devastated and their worlds turned upside down, and she was initially advised by others relatives to stay silent about her nephew. Okay? They are Christians, very religious, she added, having flown her nephew and his family over to Las Vegas on a handful of occasions when he was younger. She described him as a shy and troubled teenager. I was just about to ask y'all what he's allegedly in a cult or something. Okay? She claimed she was aware of him suffering depressive episodes and was told he was on medication, although she is not sure what he was prescribed by the doctors. Here we go. To me, he was humble and quiet. I didn't see any violence in him, she said. But if you're not on the right medication, you could be triggered. That's true. I think he may have snapped. I don't have an answer for why he was depressed. I guarantee he had a wonderful childhood. Michael, his dad, is a wonderful man. He was a janitor, and his wife is a beautiful woman. She's a teacher, and they work at the same school. Now, drug taking. Let's get to the drug taking. Drug taking. I flew Bryan and his family out here a few times. Once, I told Bryan I would show him all around Vegas, but the odd thing was he stayed in the house. She said she suspected he was taking drugs at the time, as it has previously been reported. He became a big heroin addict. What? After falling in with the wrong crowd. Now, if this story about to tell me something different about him. His aunt says it was no big surprise, no big secret he was into the drug scene, and she was concerned he was also doing cocaine, mushroom, drinking hard liquor, and popping pills to deal with mental health illnesses. She hoped he had gotten clean and believed he had an interest in criminology, as others in the family studied forensics, and some of his uncles have a military background. What he may be guilty, from what this saying here. Okay, former friends have previously spoken out to allege he sought to be the alpha among his pals after struggling with his weight during his younger years. He later reportedly got into a kickboxing and became vegan, while friends claim he got more aggressive as he got in shape. His aunt said she hasn't seen her nephew in more than 5 years before his arrest. She has been left shaken by details that have emerged since and feels for his immediate family. KOHBERGER parents and 2 sisters, Amanda and Melissa, have shown support for him and believe he is innocent, as they are cooperating with law enforcement. Hey y'all, what y'all thinking so far? I know this a mind blown situation right here, ain't it? Make you look at them a little different now, don't it? Especially me. They were last seen arriving at the court, his sisters, y'all, with their faces covered during a January hearing, as a woman believed to be one of his sisters could comfort his mother. They are said to be struggling financially, as his sister were also reportedly fired from their job as a therapist due to their association with the suspect. Wow. Y'all know what? I wonder did Bryan got addicted to drugs, and drugs help him lose that weight. What y'all think? Put in the comment section. And what is this they taking out the house? What is this they getting rid of? Y'all. No, I still don't think that. I don't know. But y'all tell me what y'all think. But the aunt thinks that he's guilty. I could believe that, he probably was on drugs and stuff. But that house was surrounded with kids that does drugs. He ain't got no kind of cut, no bruises on him. Gloves is not the only thing would have stopped this. Whoever did this had to have some bruises or something on them. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Miss Lanita Gill. I'm out.